Welcome to I Love My HBCU ? The podcast where we express our undeniable love for HBCUs, but where we are also not afraid to address a few tough questions. So, sit back, learn a little, love a lot, and rep your HBCU. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining me on this week's episode of I Love My HBCU ? I have an amazing human being on the show with me. I think every last one of my guests is just pretty dope and amazing. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Oh man, the pressure. My name is Jaivien Kendrick. I'm a senior business marketing student at Bowie State University and the CEO of the number one brand on Bowie State's campus, More Life.
The CEO of the number one brand at Bowie State University, More Life. What does this brand represent? Other than that, those words, more life, what does it represent?
Most definitely. So More Life is just about changing the culture in the Black community. Back in 2019, 2020, when everything happened with George Floyd, I felt a fire in me to try to change something in my community because I was tired of seeing our people constantly getting killed. So I was like, I want to create a brand that's going to promote not only changing the culture in the community, but really looking at the nitty gritty of things that's going on, especially for people my age, and really kind of taking those things and changing it into something more positive to push us to be better, have us learn more about ourselves, and just have us evolve into what we're truly meant to be and called to be.
I like that. What we're truly meant to be and called to be. How does more life impact that?
That's a good question. I think more life is a phrase that everyone gets when they say it. So, usually more life kind of started out, like that, like it's like almost like a happy birthday. A lot of people think of Drake's album, More Life. But for me, it's just the words itself. It's more life. I think everyone wants to achieve that pinnacle in life. It's the point where you have no worries. You don't have to worry about anything. It's like a euphoric feeling almost. And I feel like that's what the Black community needs is more life to reach that euphoric point. So that's what kind of why I call the brand More Life, so I can be able to push it to that extent.
I want to tell you said when you said that it was the 2019 that 2019 2020, I'm going to call it an uprising, for lack of a
Yes.
better word, and in your words, especially the death of George Floyd, may his soul rest in peace and blessings to his family. And then you said more life. I put the words death and life together when you said that. In my head, I put those two together, and it made my mind traveled ever so slightly into the space of when we hear about news of our melanated community, you hear more of the deaths. And I hear Jaivien Kendrick with more life. And to me, it sounds like a direct assault on the death news that we hear. That's what resonated for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing more life, birth more life moments. And I'm looking forward to hearing how other people get to interpret it, because I think what's beautiful about you making this a brand is we get to interpret it in a way that uplifts us along the way. So I'm excited to see what you do with the brand. Is there messaging? Is there merchandising? Is there a platform that we can be exposed to with regards to this brand?
Yes. So I do have a website where I'm selling merch. Right now, it's looking a little bit slow. I'm taking my time developing some things, but I have my website. It's wearemorelife.com. And of course, I know everyone be on Instagram, social media. So I'm on TikTok and Instagram as The More Life, DTHEE, and then More Life. Life has 3 E's at the end. So yeah, definitely tap in with us. We got some dope stuff coming. Just at New York Fashion Week this past week too. So yeah.
Oh, that's congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward to us helping to represent the More Life brand because it's
Thank
who
you.
doesn't want to represent more life, right?
Of
Okay.
course.
Um, Kendrick. I keep calling you Kendrick because both your names sound like first names. I
It's
apologize.
fine. It's fine. A
I
lot of people call me
apologize.
Kendrick. It's okay.
They do? Okay. I do
Yes,
have a
yeah,
bad habit sometimes of calling people by their last names. Like all my students
it's
in
okay.
class, I identify them by their last names. So if I slip up, I apologize ahead of time. Okay.
It's fine. I'm an athlete, so they used to call me by my last name all the time. My coaches and stuff, so it's all good.
Athlete, what sport?
So I ran in high school. I was a track runner, sprinter, and triple jump, and then I kind of went over. I ran D3 in college. I was mainly a triple jumper. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. Shout out to all the athletes. I love to say I was a student athlete. I love to remind people I wasn't that good. Very quickly. I very quickly remind people I wasn't. I ran track. I don't think I was that good. I
I
remember
understand.
one time, you know how when you're tall, I am 5'10", 3/4. I say I'm 5'9", but I'm 5'10", 3/4. um our coach, I'm not kidding, our coach in college would sub us for the basketball players every now and
I'm
then
crying.
just because of our height. It's ridiculous. It's so I wasn't that good. If you can just put me anywhere, are you really that good? You just do enough to get by as an athlete.
Exactly. I understand. I understand.
um Javian, you were at our launch for the podcast, and
Hmm.
I'm blessed and lucky that I actually got to meet you in person. And I am looking forward to our conversation. I know right now we're just getting to know you in this part of the show, but I'm looking forward to the meat of our conversation. When you heard, if you could indulge me, you were at the
Hmm.
launch, and when you heard of I love my HBCU question mark, what made you actually agree to saying, I want to be a guest on this show. Let's do this.
For me, my journey in being at HBCUs was just it's been an up and down thing. So when I got that email, I'm pretty sure it was over the summer. I was like, oh, this is dope. Like I needed this because I was at a point in life where financial aid was just it was hitting some buttons, and I was like, oh, I'm excited that this is what I needed to get to blow some steam off. And my parents had to sit me down like, look, listen, G, you can't don't be going crazy now. You know what I'm saying? So I think just that, and I love initiatives and kind of people wanting to I guess go against the status quo because that's what I feel like what I'm doing for more life and changing the culture and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, oh yeah, I'm all for this. I'm signed up. Let's do it.
Okay, so if anybody heard that, that should tell you that once we get into it today, it's going to be a good conversation.
For sure. For
Javian,
sure.
I want to bless you with our rapid fire segment. 67 seconds are going to go on. He knows what this is. 67 seconds are going to go on the clock, and the
Okay.
timer will start at the end of the first question. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Lovely. Javian, describe yourself in 3 words.
Young black guy.
Young black,
God, greatness on display.
young black God. Okay. Uh, what's the best meal you've had at your HBCU?
I guess pub food, the pub wings smack. Yeah, I'll go with that.
You're the first person not to say fried chicken Wednesdays. You're the
I thought
first, and I
about it.
love it.
I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Javian, you're at your college graduation. Who do you want as the commencement speaker?
Michael B. Jordan.
This is our second Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, I keep doing this every single time someone gives a name. If you are listening, Jaivien Kendrick, who will be graduating in what year?
2024, so next semester.
2024. Michael B. Jordan, 2024, Bowie State University. Consider it. Jaivien is like really excited. Consider it, please. My
Come on
last, since
down.
I ran up your time, my last question in the rapid fire. Shout out your favorite professor.
Oh man. Shout out to Professor Brown, Danielle Brown. Love her. She got me put on with New York Fashion Week, one of the people. So love Danielle, Professor Brown.
That's beautiful. Marketing professor,
Fashion professor.
fashion professor, fashion professor. It's these professors who sometimes exist outside of our majors that kind of put an imprint on our journey in college that matter. So all of the professors matter, but there's some professors that just go out of their way to matter just a little bit more. So it's why I
Yes.
always ask everyone to shout out their favorite professor. So Danielle Brown at Bowie State University, thank you for you. That ends our rapid fire segment, and let's get into it, Jaivien. Jaivien,
Excited.
you are from South Jersey. You're from New Jersey, right?
Yes, yeah. South Jersey area.
South Jersey area. I
Mm-hmm.
know that in the Maryland area, we actually get a lot of students from Jersey come to our HBCUs, but I don't think your journey was a straight shot to Bowie State University. So tell us what your journey was getting to this HBCU.
Oh, excuse me. Yes. So for me, I graduated high school in 2019. I was the, president of my class. I was on top of the world. I was feeling good. Life was good. Bit scared, but I was basically running track at a small little PWI called Stockton University. And it was a liberal arts school. I was excited to go to college. I was ready to go. Got there, running track, training, just having a good time, meeting people. But something was missing. A lot of some of my friends and some people I was cool with, they were going to HBCUs, and I saw like, just everything that was there from beautiful, beautiful black women, like my black queens. Um,
Thank
you
you.
know, just, just of course. Just parties. I was like, oh man, like they look like they having a ball, and I'm looking at my PWI like, I guess this is nice. Like, okay. So then I was I was about to be All American in triple jump, and COVID happened. So with COVID happening and, with the protests and George Floyd, it kind of rose something in me. And I decided to start my business. I had a podcast called Power to the People that I was starting at the time. And then I also was starting More Life, which wasn't More Life yet, it was Awoken. And I was developing those, and I was like, you know what? Something that I realized, in order to change the black community, yeah, I can go to school for politics and try to, go into the government and change the system systematically, da 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 da. But I was like, that's not going to help. What's really going to talk is money. In order for me to get there, my goal is to be a millionaire. So if I can be a millionaire, then I'm gonna be able to change the community with the funds that I have. So that's why I started my two businesses. I dropped out of school. I was like, I'm gonna give my all to this. School's not really doing anything for me. I'm going from there. So dropped out of school for 6 months. I was working three jobs, trying to support this business. Really trying to figure things out. Was buying courses, looking into mentors. Spent probably close to $6,000-7,000 on stuff like that. And as I was going into the summer, it was my birthday, April 12th. I'm thinking I'm doing good in life. I have Haitian parents, so they were kind of telling me, we want you to go back to school, but as long as you have a plan, do what you want. My Nana, which is on my mom's side, she's my Haitian grandmother. She texted me. She said, "Hey, Jade, happy birthday. When you going back to school?" I was like, "All right, well, let me let me look into something. Let me at least have a plan B." So I was like, if I'm going back to school, I would like to go to an HBCU. I would like to have that experience. It's something I kind of had as a regret at the time. So I prayed on it. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in God. So I prayed on it. I asked for guidance, and something pointed me to Bowie State. It was either going to be Bowie or Howard, but for some reason I couldn't figure out how to apply to Howard. I don't know. So I don't know what was wrong with me. People look at me crazy when I say that. I don't know what's going on, but everything happened for a reason. Applied to Bowie, got accepted, and yeah, everything's history from there.
Hmm. You said a
I know that was a
lot.
lot.
You said a
Yeah, that
lot.
was a
No,
lot.
no, in a good way. In a good way. You said a lot. Um, you said a lot. I picked up on the fact that you dropped out, and it
Yes.
sounds like that was intentional.
Yes.
I say to my students, if you need to leave, leave and then come back if that's the right thing for you. And as somebody who's been a college professor and administrator for the last almost 20 years now, I don't think my administration loves it when I say these types of things. But if you need to leave sometimes, leave. And if it means coming back, you come back. Other than Nana telling you, when are you going back to school? Do you think, do you think, and I ask this intentionally because I think you're in the age range, or age group, sorry, where there's this constant debate: college or life, college or life. And when I say college or life, as the teacher, the best teacher, you've done both. You're
Mm,
doing both. By you dropping
yeah,
out, you got life to teach you. Life is always going to teach you. I get that.
for sure.
Which one have you found out for you based on the pathway that you plan on taking is the better teacher? Just for Javian, just for Javian.
Life, I've learned so much more just through life, through going things, learning through things my own way. I mean, YouTube, just applying things. That's the best way I learn is by doing. Um, I think, and again, I know I'm just speaking for me, but I think some people don't like learning through life because they're scared of failure, but failure is the best teacher, and that's something that I've learned. So I definitely would say life.
Okay, I appreciate you for such an honest answer, but you are
Of
going
course.
to go through and finish this degree and make yourself and everybody proud for it, is what it sounds like.
Yes, yes.
Javian, what has been the best part of being at Bowie State University?
I think for me, being amongst my people and just the love of God and the support with this brand. I think a lot of people, I don't want to say look up to me because I feel like it sounds a little bit conceited, but I feel like a lot of people look up to me and a lot of people see the things that I'm doing and see the change I'm trying to make and they support. And they show a lot of love for it, and I'm super thankful. I mean, I've had people like coming up to my tables, slamming their car, take my car, take my car, take my money. I want to support, and it's like, oh, that's love. I really appreciate that because I get it. Being a college student, it's not easy, and especially when it comes to the fun. So I'm just super appreciative of that, and just the support people have given me throughout this time, throughout my journey.
I heard you caution yourself, and you cautioned yourself on the potential that your words might have sounded a little arrogant by saying people look up to you. Um, can I caution you not to do that? And the only reason why I want to caution you not to do that is if you recognize that people look up to you, I think that you end up taking on the responsibility to make sure that you're a good example along the way. And it also is an affirmation that you are potentially a good example for some people. So I think it's a good thing that you recognize that, oh, some people look up to me. So just a little bit of, caution.
I
I
appreciate
look
it.
up to you as being a young gentleman who is actually getting very, very clear on his path and is not afraid of failure. Most people are afraid of failure, like you said, but is not afraid of failure. And it sounds like you welcome life to teach you these lessons, and you accept that some of these lessons are going to happen through failure. I look up to you for that because that's not an easy thing to get comfortable with. Okay, so Kendrick, if I asked you what your best experience was, you kind of know what's coming, right? Um, what's been your worst experience or the worst part, not the worst experience, not singular. What's been the worst part of the not so great? Let's go with that, right? The not so great part of being at your HBCU.
It's a two-part answer. So for me, it's the people, and also it is the this kind of has to do with people, but like the services, just like the faculty is what I'll say. So the people and the faculty, I'll say those two things.
Give me more. You can't just stop with the people and the
I
faculty.
didn't know there was a follow-up
Explain.
question, so I'll go into it.
Absolutely. Give me, please go into it. Give me more. Why would you, when you say that the not so great part of your experiences so far at your HBCU have been the people and the
Mhm.
services? Expound. Tell us what you mean.
So I'm known for being pretty mature for my age. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty mature for my age. A lot of people, they're like, oh, what are you, 25, 26? No, I'm 22. Thank you, though. So the people that I've met here, I've been in a lot of drama. And all I do is I stay in my room. I really don't do nothing. I don't go out. I don't really party that much. I'm mostly work, 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 and I relax and spend time with people, that I want to spend time with. So just the amount of drama I've encountered with people, thankful for it, um, because it's helped me learn a lot about people. But I just think it's just an unnecessary, super immature things I've been with or been through. So I think that's my biggest thing. Is just like a lot of grimy stuff, a lot of behind the back, like backstabbing and stuff like that. And just from where I come from in Jersey, my friends and all that stuff, I haven't been through that. It's a lot of love. From where I come from, it's a lot of communication and a lot of like, yo, if I have a problem with you, let's sit down and talk about it. And that's kind of the household I grew up in too. So I came here expecting that and met something different, which I'm thankful for because it's shown me a little bit, a slither of the real world. And it comes to the faculty. I mean, there's countless of situations I've been through. Of course, everyone knows the classic financial aid. I've had professors fail me for just dumb stuff. My one English professor when I first got here, she basically, long story short, we'll say there's assignment 1 and assignment 1.5. Assignment 1 and assignment 1.5 both have the same thing. It's the English class, but they both have the same descriptions. So, I'd email her. I'm like, hey, is it okay if I turn the same paper in for both of these assignments? Because I'm confused. Like it doesn't make sense, but it seems like it's the same thing. Actually, I didn't email her. It was over class over Zoom. She's like, yeah, you can go ahead and turn in the same paper. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm good to go. Long story short, she basically says that I plagiarized. And I'm confused. So like, it's my own paper. How can I plagiarize my own paper? So she gives me a D for the class. I have to fight with her. She says she doesn't want to talk to me anymore, so she stops answering my emails and all that stuff. And then on top of that, when I try to contact the dean never gets back to me. So I basically had to retake the class over again. So to me, it's just little stuff like that. There's no reason for it to happen. I communicated with you. I'm asking you. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and just stuff like that. So it's things like that that have frustrated me about being at Bowie. Um, and I mean, I can go about financial aid all day, but it's just to me, I think what their problem is just organization um, and communication. It's two simple things that can be fixed and that they can apply to the service to make it better. If y'all need help with that, I'm saying, you can hire my agency. I don't mind helping any HBCUs with that. Like, yo. But yeah, so I really think those are just my stresses that I've been experiencing with Bowie.
I must ask a couple of follow-up questions, right? And
Yes, please.
the first follow-up question, based on what I just heard you say, do you think that is unique? And I know I heard you say that based on what you're used to in Jersey with your people and the love and support that they give, you just haven't experienced the kind of stuff that you're explaining that you've experienced at Bowie. But if you're being honest, I also have to be honest based on what I'm hearing, right?
Of
Um,
course.
if I hear you right, it doesn't. If I hear you right, do you think that could have happened anywhere, or do you think it is unique to your HBCU experience?
I definitely think it could have happened anywhere. I think that's a good point. think for me, it was just such a culture shock that I immediately was like, yeah, this has to be a HBCU because I've also heard a lot of similar complaints from other people that have gone to HBCUs, my friends and stuff. So that's what I'm thinking it was.
Okay.
But, I think being able to heal and mature from all the things that's happened, I definitely think it could have happened anywhere. I think, you know, I don't wanna be that guy, but I could be just a down south thing. I know Maryland isn't really down south, but it's southern to New Jersey. I have realized the more south I go, the more interesting characters I meet. So, maybe that's the thing. I don't know. Still love my southern people. Love y'all. But that could be why.
Okay, okay. I don't want to impose what my thoughts are on this. I don't. I really don't.
Please.
But I
It's a
hear you. No,
conversation.
no. It is absolutely a conversation. But I hear a people. I hear a people. I don't want to say problem, but I do want to say I hear a people challenge, and it might be unique personalities not necessarily meshing well together.
That could
But
be
if
it.
I draw out of those, if I draw out of those a number of things that you said, I hear systems. You said organization and communication could have been better. I
Hmm.
heard you say that, and you're saying that that is something that your HBCU could do a better job of,
Hmm.
regardless of the this is what I don't want to impose. Are you saying that they could do a better job of that regardless of the resolution? For example, if your dean had responded back, if the professor had at least tried to have a conversation with you with regards to either proving that it was or was not plagiarism, regardless
Hmm.
of the grade changing, you're saying that the lack of that added to it not being a great experience.
Correct, correct. And I'll also say this too, before I go in depth on that. I'm I'm not the perfect person. So I definitely 100%. I'm not going the situation that I had with people. It is not 100% their fault. I'm sure there's some things. Maybe I made a face. Maybe I had a certain tone. There's probably something I added to it too, and I take full accountability for that. I just want to say that. Same thing with the situation with the professor. I mean, I probably didn't address things in the most perfect way possible. I think that's what the experience is about. Not only for me to learn those things, but for me to see things like, okay, this could be fixed. Maybe I can help with this. For me, it was just more the organization, the communication, and they communicated with me. It was like, hey, technically, yeah, she did say turn it in, but you're still not supposed to do this, this, and this. Oh, okay, that sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. At least we could have that form of communication and conversation to approach the problem. That's all I really care for. And the fact that that wasn't done at all is what got me upset. It was like, why? What's the point?
Got it. I want to also pull out from some of your commentary earlier on that I think is important to note. I heard you say that you were thankful for those experiences. So it sounds as if those experiences have not embittered you against your HBCU. They've just frustrated you every now and then along the way. Because you also said that those experiences are just giving you lessons along the way about how some people are going to react and how you should probably respond. Is that accurate?
Correct, correct. Um, Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes I could be sometimes I could be a bit dramatic, but that's just the type of person I am. So I know I said I was gonna flame my HBCU. I do love Bowie State. I am thankful for a lot of the lessons that it's taught me. I just think it's a perception thing. I think that's life. Sometimes I choose to look at it in a way that's gonna make me upset. Other times I choose to look at it in a way that's gonna make me thankful. And I lean more towards the thankful side sometimes, but yeah.
Nice. 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 I get from you, Javian, that you are feeling every single experience and you're allowing that experience or those experiences to kind of impact your growth pattern. That's what I'm getting from listening to you. And I don't, I personally, I can only speak for Tosin. I personally don't see anything wrong with that. We're supposed to grow through our experiences, but most especially learn from the things that we go through. You've been a college student now at two institutions. PWI, as well as an HBCU. What's your current classification?
I'm a senior.
Oh wow. Yeah, you're graduate. Michael B. Jordan might be coming to your commencement next year. So yes, my apologies. Of course,
You're
you're a
good.
senior. Um, I want you to let's go back in time for a quick second.
Mhm.
Freshman Jaivien, what would you want to tell him? Granted, freshman Jaivien did not start at an HBCU, but at a PWI. What's the advice you have for freshman Jaivien?
There's a couple words. Leave the girls alone. Uh,
Okay.
get in the gym. Definitely get in the gym. And you're doing everything right. You're on the right path. I feel like younger me used to stress about because I've had people tell me all my life, you're gonna do great things in life, and I was stressing like, well, what is that? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure everything out. So all in due time, bro. Everything's cool. Relax. Keep being you. Keep doing you, and it's gonna fall into your life.
Javian, I'm gonna extract a portion of that I hope every single freshman in college today hears. You are on the right path.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. I think a lot of us we did it. I was a freshman once. You were a freshman once. Our freshmen are possibly going through it right now. We do
So
stress over some of the smallest little things, thinking that if we only did this and only did that. And the reality is, aren't we going through everything we're supposed to be going through to get us to wherever the heck it is we're supposed to be? And because
yeah,
we cannot predict the future, this is the path we're supposed to be on anyway. So
yeah.
thank you for that. You are on the right path. You're on the right path now. Your freshman self got you to talking to me today, and I'm grateful to that. I really, really am. um, Javian, finish this sentence for me.
hmm
In 10 years, I will.
Um, man, in 10 years, I will be building more life university. Probably that's the goal.
More Life University.
hmm
Envision More Life University for us. I might want to
More life.
attend. I might want to be a part of it.
We would love to have you as a professor at More Life University if you want to, Dean. We can set something up. We can talk about it after. We can talk about it after. But More Life University is the first of its kind. To me, we're always looking at the past. HBCUs, historically black college university. What about the future? So More Life University is going to be the first FBCU, the future of black colleges and universities. And it's going to be going in depth about not only teaching you about our true history as black people, but also really going over things like self-love, your mental, really how to eat right. It's going to be going into a whole bunch of things that I'm excited for. And we're going to be building it in Africa too. We're not doing it in America. America got too many stipulations when it comes to education. So we're gonna go back to the motherland, and we're gonna educate our people there. Don't worry, I'm gonna figure it out. We gonna fly some of our African American brothers and sisters out there, no charge. I'm gonna have the money to do all that then. So that's the plan for More Life University.
I must ask. I'm African. I'm Nigerian, quite specifically. But I must ask because I know you are of Haitian heritage. Why not
Mhm.
Haiti first?
It's gonna sound crazy. The scale that I want it on, I don't know if Haiti's big enough for that. And unfortunately,
Gotta.
other things that's going on in Haiti that I'm not going to get into because people won't think I'm a conspiracy theorist. Um, it's just like, I don't know if it's the right time. Eventually, I would love to. That's definitely like the homeland. I still need to visit, of course, but I have something in mind for Haiti too. Trust me.
Javian, you have a lot. I'm like, oh, Tosin, should you ask him this? Because he's like, we keep looking at the past. But this is towards the future. It really, really is. You have, oof, I think every HBCU has some illustrious alumni. And you've got a few. You've got Luke Lawal, you've got Miles Frost. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. And there are more than a few others that I hope I'm getting his name right. That's what I mean by that. The gentleman that is on Broadway, or has been on Broadway recently, as
I
Michael
know what you're talking
Jackson.
about.
Michael Jackson is like my favorite human, has
Hmm.
been, with regards to his performances and his artistry. Um, and the list goes on, with regards to your notable alumni for the future. For the future, because here's the deal, right? If I were to take liberties right now and say some of the differences I notice with regards to PWIs and HBCUs is alumni support sometimes looks a
Hmm.
little different, in all respects. And I am not saying that HBCU alumni don't support. That is not what I'm saying. It just looks a little different. And if you look statistically, the numbers aren't that great, when it comes to
Yeah.
HBCU alumni supporting. But sometimes it might just be because they don't know how, and they don't know if. They don't know how to support, they don't know the entryway for that support, and they don't even know if the support is always welcome. So as a student of an HBCU looking towards the future of other students who will attend Bowie State University, what would you want the alumni to know about your experience towards helping future students at Bowie State University? Really long
Um,
question, and I know you're thinking about it.
so for me, the way I see any college, any university or institution is it's a business. And I say that because a business is like a machine. It has each part to get it to work the way it needs to work. So I always say to future alumni, invest into the parts of the machine that needs to be fixed so it can run smoothly. Whether that's the financial aid, whether that's the faculty, whatever it is, I think putting your money into those things, so you could fix them, so it could run the way it needs to run. Because I really think that's what stops HBCUs from reaching the levels of the Yales and the Harvards and stuff like that. Is we don't take time to oil out, to dust off, to shine certain things in our machine, but we had to treat it as such. If you got a nice new Bugatti or something like that, you wouldn't be letting it get dusty and act any type of way. You make sure you keep the oil checkups good. You make sure you take it right to the mechanic if it needed to be fixed, all that stuff. Because best believe you spend some good money on that Bugatti and you want to keep it in perfect condition. So I think we need to apply that same energy to our HBCUs. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be money. It could be other things. But I really think, just investing into the machine and even showing face once in a while. I think students love being able to see people come back and show love. To the university, speak, say something, even stopping on campus, sit around or something. So I think those would be the two things I'd say.
I love that. And I'm going to, for as long as I know you, Jaivien Kendrick, and I think we're going to have a nice long relationship in the
Of course.
future, thanks to more life. And I love my HBCU question mark. So I'm going to hold you accountable. You're graduating next year. I know you're going to have to get your feet rooted and get your foundation going, but hold you accountable to going back to Bowie State University and doing exactly what you said you need alumni to do, even if it's just stopping by every now and then and just sitting and chatting with students, because they need to see what their future could hold as well. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that word of advice for alumni, of which
of
you will
course.
soon be joining those ranks. I have
Yeah,
a feeling I
yeah.
know what the answer. You're there. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're joining them next year, sir. Uh, I have a feeling I know the response to this, but I do love the opportunity to have our audience hear what our guests are working on. So share with us, if you don't mind, a project of yours that you'd want the audience to know about.
Oh man, there's a couple of things. I say, like I mentioned in the beginning, I just came back from a showcase for Harlem Fashion Row for New York Fashion Week. and that was dope. I was able to meet some dope people, ASAP, Earn Your Leisure. So that was real cool. So I got in touch with one of the designers that was featuring their pieces in the show, and I'm gonna talk with her actually later today. So I feel like the biggest thing they expect is just some more things from More Life. More Life is really about to be transforming. Um, the things that's been holding me back is some monetary things, but that's the money's coming. I smell it. It's close. So once I get the money intact, best believe that More Life is actually going to transform. You're going to be you're going to see some dope designs, some really unique things. It's really going to not only talk about our experience in the culture, but how to change the culture and make it better. So I say that's the things you probably see coming from me. And yeah, that's really about it. Maybe some other things, some other sprinkles every here and there. But yeah.
Of course, of course. Javian, I look forward to seeing what comes of More Life, and especially this latest information that you've just provided. Yeah, I look forward to supporting it. I hope everybody pays attention to More Life and has expectations of you. I think expectations are good because then you rise up to the expectation and deliver based on what it is you've been planning. So I really am looking forward to that, and I hope our audience is too. Jaivien Kendrick, leave us with a word or short phrase on why you love your HBCUs.
Um, oh man, told you I was gonna forget. Um,
Yeah, I told him at the beginning. He's the first guest that I've told that I'm going to ask him that question. So I told you at the beginning, and now he's forgotten, which I love because now you have to really think about it.
um, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I would say, um, I guess love comes in all shapes and sizes. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, I don't know if that fits, but I would say love comes in all shapes and sizes. So definitely the experience that I came in thinking I was gonna have was not the experience I had at all. But it still showed me the things that it needed to show me, and I'm thankful for those things. So that's the only reason why I say
I'm going to leave it on that. I'm not going to add any further
that.
interpretation to it. I'm going to let your words land and resonate with people as it chooses to. Javian, I have had a blast having this conversation with you. I look forward to
Me
seeing
too.
what More Life gives us. I look forward to seeing what Javian Kendrick gives us. I do hope that myself and Javian have earned the honor of the audience liking and subscribing to I Love My HBCU question mark. So yours and HBCU love. See you next episode. You've been listening to I Love My HBCU question mark. Let's keep the conversation going as we share our stories and encourage more practical support of HBCUs, whilst of course holding each other accountable. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for the latest episodes. Until next time, love and lift your HBCU.